Reverend Al Sharpton, Charles Ellison of TheRoot.com, and of Reality Check, WURD in Philadelphia is our cause. Let's go to Levi in Detroit, 1200 WCHB, home of Mildred Gaddis. Levi?
Reverend Sharpton, my dear two reverends, how you guys doing? Can you hear me pretty well?
I'm doing pretty good. I don't think they ordained Charles yet, but he's
What's happening? Hey, brother, how you doing? I want to tell you doing just fine. Reverend Sharpton and I, over the past month or so, we've been having this conversation regarding the philosophy and methodology of nonviolent resistance, which I have found to be ineffective. And I offered Reverend Sharpton a definition of violence a couple of weeks ago from a dictionary standpoint. And I had a question for you two gentlemen of the cloth, understanding that I had heard an earlier caller say that he was a Christian preacher or reverend, but he also said he had 2 guns in his house. So I'm trying to reconcile this in my mind as it relates to what we truly believe as it relates to nonviolent resistance. Now, the shooter this morning who was put down by, I presume, Secret Service or law enforcement, would either of you view or deem or characterize or describe those who put the individual or individuals who shot him down as being violent individuals? That's the question that I wanted to qualify the question.
Let me sort of take a stab at this. You know what? Even folks who are skilled military professionals, people who are very familiar with the battlefield, will tell you that, or very, extremely decorated generals will over the course of history will tell you violence is a last resort. Violence is something that they don't even want to utilize. It's just a technique. It's a strategy of last resort. And I think in this particular situation that you asked about, what happened in Alexandria, Virginia today, that I would characterize that as violence. I mean, that's just essentially officers of the law, Capitol Police officers who are tasked to protect members of Congress. That's what they do. I've worked on Capitol Hill. Those Capitol Hill police officers do great work, and they do it sacrificing sometimes themselves. It's not the first time that Capitol Hill police officers have been in the line of fire, and they also sacrifice themselves in terms of time and energy, in terms of time spent away from family. So my hat goes off to them. I mean, they're just doing their job. That's their duty. They're supposed to protect members of Congress, irrespective of party. It doesn't matter if they're Democrats or Republicans. That's what they're supposed to do. That's not an act of violence. That's just them doing their job, performing their function, and also it's an act of self-defense. And I think that there should be some clear distinctions between self-defense and also violence, at least the type of violence that I hear you hinting at or implying. I'm all for self-defense, and I mean, if you're in that kind of situation, and it calls for it, you need to defend yourself, you need to protect yourself and protect your family. That's what you do. And so, kind of talking about violence as a strategy here, I think is a bit short-sighted. Violence is one of those last resort tactics. I think there is, a larger conversation about, how aggressive you need to be to get to a certain outcome or desired outcome. I don't think violence needs to be in that arsenal. Once again, I think it's all about self-defense and protecting yourself.
Well, my response is that as we always do, Mr. Brother Levi and I tend to debate, because he very shrewdly mixes up 2 or 3 things that are not related. One, nonviolent resistance has nothing to do if you have a gun in your house. Nonviolent resistance have nothing to do if somebody's shooting at you and you are law enforcement and you shoot back. Nonviolent resistance is a social strategic movement that says I'm not going to use violence, I'm going to use nonviolent resistance, i.e. Gandhi, or i.e. Martin Luther King. And the reason I I know Levi knows better is he